What is up, awesome people of the internet? Y'all, the WNBA Finals has gotten a lot more interesting over the last several hours. Chelsea Gray and Kiah Stokes are both out of Game 4 with foot injuries, and so now it kind of looks like this may be the finals for the Liberty to lose. They seem to be in the driver's seat, even though Las Vegas is winning the series 2-1. So today at practice, both Chelsea and Kiah were both rocking some boots, and not the stylish kind. They haven't said exactly what the injuries are, but Kiah was on crutches, and Chelsea was using one of those foot scooter things, so basically giving no pressure to that foot at all. So basically they're both a no-go for Game 4, which is tomorrow on Wednesday, and they likely won't be able to play for Game 5, or at least Chelsea will not be able to play for Game 5. During Game 3, Chelsea Gray went down with a non-contact injury, and usually when that happens, it never turns out to be a good thing. In any sport, when a player goes down with a non-contact injury, it's always something bad. I am not going to speculate on exactly what this injury could be, but it's bad enough that we will not see Chelsea Gray for the remainder of this season.
So we saw you come out of the game in the fourth quarter in Game 3. What did you kind of feel, and kind of what's the update there?
Just pain in the left foot, and that's kind of what it is, waiting to hear more.
And was it like a contact injury, or did
No.
you? Okay. So it sounds like definitely out for Game 4,
Yeah.
And you're waiting to hear beyond that.
Yep.
So knowing that you're not going to be able to hit the court tomorrow, what are some ways that you're still able to impact to what happens for the Aces?
My voice and my IQ has always been my strength, my strongest weapon, and so that'll continue to be the case from the sideline. As a competitor, I want to play, and you get to the finals and you don't get this time back, so it's like it sucks in that way, but I'm excited still, to win a championship.
And how do you think, you're such a great player, how does this team overcome the loss of you?
We do it by committee. If we talk about it, in the playoffs, we haven't been whole for a long time. Candace has been out. People have been out. We haven't had a full and a whole roster that we started off with since the beginning. So, kind of built for this moment. That any given person at any given time can be at the top, and a different person can be in the corner. So you're going to see a lot more times where Jackie and KP are at the top more than since I'm not out there. So our system being fluid actually really helps in that way.
And for Kiah Stokes, it seems like year-round play just finally got to her. She seemed fine in Game 3, but she woke up with pain, and it's possible that we might see her for Game 5. Though I am not extremely confident that we will see her for Game 5, though she's more likely to play in Game 5 than Chelsea Gray is.
Don't know exactly. It's just my foot. I woke up with my foot hurting, and then we're just trying to figure out from there, what I can and cannot do. And yeah, it's kind of a waiting game at this point. It's all right. It's life. It's part of basketball. I think we're good. Like I said, we haven't had a full roster all season, if you think about it. So it's just kind of another one of those things. But we're optimistic. We have a lot of talented players. We're a close-knit group, and I think that we can use that to our advantage. We all play hard. The effort has to be there, the discipline and focus. And I think, if we can control the little things like that, I think we'll be okay. We've been going through a lot this season. So I think it's just another thing we just got to overcome. Nothing's set in stone. Yeah, the media will try to portray this or whatever, but we're just focused on ourselves, doing what we can do, controlling what we can control. And I think that's what makes us a great team, because we've stuck together through everything. And like I said, this is just another obstacle we got to overcome.
So thinking about, though, we just heard from Becky, obviously it's next player up. But when you think about what this team has and what you've been building towards in the finals, what makes you confident that the team's going to be able to do just that?
I think we've had, our practices all year have kind of led us to this moment. The starters were always going against the bench unit, and we're mixing teams, so I think they're always super competitive. We have a really talented group of people here. We all want to win. We play hard. I think that's, what we can use to our advantage.
So yeah, guys, that is the update. This is a huge deal for the Las Vegas Aces because they have to readjust their plan. So keep in mind, the Las Vegas Aces were the team that I thought was likely going to win the championship. And the reason why is because of their starting five. Chelsea Gray, Kelsey Plum, Jackie Young, Asia Wilson, Kiah Stokes. This was a phenomenal starting five that played a ton of minutes. The Las Vegas bench hasn't done that much all year because Becky Hammon hasn't put them in the game. The only bench player that you really saw pretty often was Alicia Clark. And now that you have two starters that are not even playing in the game, it's like you have to reinvent the wheel a little bit if you're the Las Vegas Aces. Yes, they say they're going to play by committee and whatnot, but the committee's been small for this entire year. When Candace was playing, you had two people come off the bench in Kiah Stokes and Alicia Clark. When Candace went out, Kiah Stokes went to the starting lineup, and it was mainly just Alicia Clark. It was the main one that was coming off the bench. So now, with two starters out, we will likely see, well, at least in my opinion, we will see Alicia Clark in the starting lineup. We will also see Kayla George in the starting lineup as well. And this is going to be very interesting. Alicia Clark, she's fine. She's been a starter in the league for a long time. You know, it's not a big deal. For Kayla George, though, this is going to be very interesting because you're going to have Kayla George going up against either Jonquil Jones or Brianna Stewart. Likely, she'll likely be against Jonquil Jones. But that's going to be very difficult. So Kiah Stokes, yes, Kiah Stokes did not really score that much. Like, she's not a scorer. But it was like a lot of the other stuff that Kiah Stokes did very well. She was a great defender. She was a great rebounder. She was one of those players that was like really good at sort of tapping it to another player to get a rebound. And that's stuff that I think Kayla George just doesn't have. Kayla George, you know, she's been a pro for a while. She also plays year round. And while I think Kayla could be a good enough swap for Kiah Stokes, she hasn't gotten enough minutes in critical times this entire season. And so I think this is an argument for why you should play your subs in important minutes during the season. Becky Hammon rode her starters the whole year. She did the same thing last year. It worked. But the risk you take is if you get somebody injured, you're kind of screwed, you know, because you have players on the bench who, yes, technically can play, but haven't really gotten much burn in important minutes in this entire season. And so now you want them to show up on the biggest stage for two of the biggest games of the year without real experience on the year. So this is going to be very, very interesting. I'm not saying Kayla George is a scrub at all. I'm just saying she hasn't been tested this season. And I think Jonquil Jones is really going to take advantage. We saw Jonquil Jones go off in game 3. We're going to see likely her have a big game tomorrow. She's going to have a big game 4. And the question is, will Kayla George be able to withstand Jonquil Jones? That's a huge question. Alicia Clark is fine. You know, that's not a big deal. But another question is, okay, who's gonna play point? Like, who's gonna do it? Is it? I assume it has to be Kelsey Plum. I mean, I guess Jackie Young could be the starting point guard, but I feel like it's more likely going to be Kelsey Plum. You just can't really replace Chelsea Gray. Like, you just can't. Like, Chelsea Gray is phenomenal. Like, yes, you might be able to replace her points, but like her impact on the game goes way beyond points. It's assists that she has. It's the sort of moving players in position as the play is going on. Like, she does so many intangible things that I think is going to be hugely missed by the Las Vegas Aces. Another question is, who is going to come off the bench? Because you can't really expect these players to play the entire game. Like, is Sid Colson going to get some serious burn in this game? I think that's a huge question. Like who on the bench is going to be able to actually get some minutes. Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be very, very tough for the Las Vegas Aces to win with Kiah Stokes out, with Chelsea Gray out, with Candace Parker still out, and with Raquana Williams, who is still in limbo or whatever right now. I haven't heard an update about Raquana Williams. Her legal stuff it got dropped. The charges got dropped. And so this may very well be, if we hit a game 5, we very well may see Raquana Williams activated to join this team so that they can win. That very well may be possible because I don't think the Las Vegas Aces want to lose. And there's a question of, should they actually bring Raquana Williams back or not? Like, optics-wise, that wouldn't be a good look. But they want to win, so they might just do that, especially if the bench players don't really help at all in Game 4. This is going to be very, very interesting. What do y'all think about what's going to happen? Yeah, I don't know. Like, this is the New York Liberties title to lose now. We all thought, well, I thought that Vegas had it. I didn't necessarily want Vegas to win it. I just thought, just from a player personnel standpoint, I thought Vegas had it. But with these injuries and with the way that Las Vegas played in Game 3, and the way that JJ really stepped it up a higher notch and was hitting threes, I think the Liberty has it. I think the Liberty will win Game 4 by a substantial margin, and I believe they will win Game 5. If nothing changes from here on out, they win the rest of it because the Aces now don't have a bench. They technically do have a bench, but in terms of players who actually get playing time, they don't have a bench. And so, yeah, this is interesting, but this is the risk that you take when you just play your starters all year and you don't really give burn to other players. It's possible that Kirsten Bell gets a lot of playing time. This is Kirsten Bell's time to shine. This is her time to step up and show what she can really do. Kirsten Bell is a good player. Like, I really like Kirsten Bell, but she just doesn't get a lot of burn. And this is her chance to prove that she can play. And so she's going to get a lot of time. She's going to get a whole lot of time in this game 4. I think it's possible that Alana Coates gets some playing time, some significant playing time, because you can't have Kayla George play the whole games. Yes, A'ja Wilson's likely going to play the entire game. She's going to play all 40 minutes. It's likely that Kelsey Plum will play all 40 minutes. It's likely that Jackie Young will play all 40 minutes. And I think that Becky Hammond is going to try her best to have Alicia Clark play all 40 minutes. But Kayla George won't play all 40 minutes. So the question is, okay, well, what are you going to do? Are you going to put Kirsten Bell in and play like a small lineup? Have Alicia Clark be like the 3, Kirsten Bell be the 4, A'ja Wilson be the 5, possibly. Or do you bring in Alana Coates to play? I don't know. This is gonna be very interesting. I thought of all players that would get injured, I thought it would be A'ja Wilson. I didn't expect Chelsea to get injured, and at the same exact time for Kiah Stokes to get injured. So this changes a lot. Huge question is, will Candace possibly come back for Game 5? If there's ever a time for Candace to come back, it is for Game 5 to close it out for the Aces. Also, if the Aces were to try to squeeze out a victory, in these next 2 games. I think Becky Hammon gets a lot of kudos because she is going to have to rework her offense. She's going to have to rework her defensive schemes to make up for not having Kiah Stokes and Chelsea Gray in the lineup. So this is a huge deal. If they win, hats off to Becky Hammon for being a coaching genius, and for sure hats off to A'ja Wilson, because if they win, Asia's going to have to go off. A'ja is going to have to go off and score a lot of points. Kelsey Plum is going to have to go off and score a lot of points. Jackie Young is going to have to go off and score a lot of points. Alicia Clark is going to have to maintain and give at least 12 to 15 points. Kayla George is going to have to play some really good defense. You don't need her to score. You need her to be like Kiah Stokes, which is a hard task because Kiah Stokes is a very, very talented player. It's going to be interesting. All right, guys, I've rambled long enough. Let me know your thoughts about this game. Who do you think is going to win? I think Liberty will win it by probably 15 points in Game 4. And then assuming nothing else changes in the Aces lineup, I think the Liberty win Game 5 as well. I think once the Liberty win Game 4, I think it's likely that Becky will try to do whatever is possible to get Candace to play in Game 5, get her to be approved by the medical team to play. Because if you have Candace, I think the Aces are totally fine. If you have Candace and she actually play, like she's 90%, 80 to 90% of what she was before she got hurt, I think the Aces win. Or if Kiah Stokes is able to come back for Game 5, I also think there's a significant chance that it's actually a toss-up if Kiah Stokes comes back for Game 5. I think it's a toss-up on who's gonna win. So, all right, guys, that's the video. Thank y'all for watching. Just wanted to make a quick one to let you all know kind of what's going on. This is big news. Watch Game 4. I will have a wrap up of Game 4 after it's over. But yeah, this is big news, and this is Liberty fans. Y'all should probably be of course you shouldn't be happy that someone got hurt, but this is y'all chance, man. This is y'all chance to win. So shout out to all the Liberty fans who watch my videos. I'm sure you guys are excited to see your team play. Of course, not excited for the injuries, but excited for the opportunity for New York to actually win this series. But we'll see. I mean, I'm happy to be proven wrong. Again, I don't care who wins. I feel like I keep saying this because I want to make sure that no one thinks I'm like a fanboy for New York or a fanboy for the Aces. I don't care. I really don't. I want it to go to 5 games. That's what I wanted before the season started. Series started. I said I want it to go to 5 games, and it looks like it's going to go to 5 games. And so once it goes to 5 games, I don't care. Right now, it seems like the New York Liberty will win, but who knows? We will see. All right, guys, that's the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Be sure to like this video if you can. And until next time, guys. Bye.